If you've spent most of your life making sure everyone around you is good before you will even think about if you're good, this episode is for you. Because I know you're exhausted. It is exhausting to feel like you are always the one who has to do all the things for all the people all the time, no matter what. I know you don't want this to be how life feels, but somewhere along the way, you realize you can either be the one that's there for everyone all the time, or you can be an asshole, which doesn't really feel like a great option. So you've just always chosen the overthinking, people-pleasing, self-sacrificial path. The issue, as you already know, is that over time, you slowly cut yourself out of your own life. And all of a sudden you realize you're not only not the main character, you're barely a recurring character in your life, which is not okay. So we are changing that today in this episode. This is episode 360 of Calm AF. Hi, I'm Kristen Finch, and today is the day that you are going to realize that you have way more options to choose from than sacrificing yourself or being an asshole. So let's dive in. When my baby boy, who just happened to turn 19 the other day, when he was little, anytime anyone asked him what he wanted to be when he grew up, he always answered dog. He wanted to be a dog when he grew up. And he was totally serious, completely believed that he could be a dog when he grew up. So one day, Parker and I are lying on the floor playing with the cars as we did every day. And I look over and he is staring off into space. And what that usually meant was that he was thinking, and he was about to say something either really deep and profound or hilarious, or both. Finally, I see the little click in his brain and he goes, "Mom, I was just thinking, if I wanted to be a dog when I grow up, does that mean I had to have been born a puppy?" My heart shattered in a million pieces. I hated when my kids would ask me questions like this because it felt like the answer was going to rob them of a little bit of that childhood magic, like I was going to crush their little souls. But obviously I needed to tell him. So I was like, "I am so sorry, buddy. But yes, the only way that you can be a dog when you grow up is if you were born a dog." And he was so sad. He was really disappointed, but he was like 3 or 4, so he moved on pretty quickly. And anytime someone shows up at my door, someone who is exhausted from a lifetime of putting themselves last on the list, I think of this story. Because after I tell them that, yes, 1,000%, I can help you, inevitably, a very big fear will show up in the conversation. So they usually will say something like, "I know, I need better boundaries, but I genuinely really do love being there for people. I love helping people. And if I'm saying no all the time, won't I be an asshole?" To which I reply, "Oh, I'm so sorry, buddy. But if you were going to be an asshole when you grew up, you would have had to have been born an asshole," which I know technically is not true. There are plenty of assholes running around out there who started out as decent humans. But we're not talking about them. We're talking about you. And you are so far on the other end of that spectrum that is just not something you need to spend your time worrying about. But that's kind of hard for you to believe. So let me show you what I mean. Let's use the Calm AF scale. If you're new here, the Calm AF scale is something I created to help measure nervous system regulation. And it goes from -10 to +10. -10 would be hypervigilance. So this is a lack of vigilance. This is shutting down, the freeze response, numbing out. All the way on the other side, positive 10, is hypervigilance, excess vigilance. So overthinking, overworking, hyperfunctioning. And then in the middle, between like -3, +3, is the sweet spot. That's calm AF. That is a regulated nervous system. So if we were to adapt the calm AF scale into the caring AF scale, -10 would be asshole and +10 would be martyr. And between these 2 points, there are 19 other notches. 19. And right now you are operating like you've got 2 options. I can either be a martyr or I can be an asshole. Now, if you're the person that I described earlier, being everything for everyone all the time, then you spend most of your time at the higher end of the scale. And your nervous system is convinced that if you don't stay vigilantly up there, you're gonna be an asshole because that's what it learned, probably in childhood. Even if you had an amazing childhood, this is where we learn the rules. And for you and me, the most important rule was just to be good, like across the board. We learned that people, especially adults, liked it, praised us, gave us attention or validation when we were good. Oh, you're such a good listener. Oh, you gave your little brother your toy even though you were still playing with it. You're such a good girl. Wow, you're such a good helper. Thanks for cleaning up that mess even though you didn't make it. We learn over time that you're either good or you're bad. You're either all or you're nothing. You're either excessively helpful or you're an asshole. This is how you find yourself not only as not the main character in your life, you are like barely a recurring character. You're like Gunther on Friends. We all know Gunther, but like who knows if he'll make an appearance in this episode? When you are hypervigilantly caring about everyone else all the time, your role becomes supportive. So you're not the one being served the coffee. You're the one rushing around the background, making the coffee, making sure everyone's cups are full, cleaning up the messes that aren't yours in your own life. And I so wish that the answer was that someday someone is going to come in to your actual life and sweep you off your feet and say, "What? No, you're a star. We are all going to stop needing things from you, and we're not only going to give you permission, we are going to insist that you don't put yourself last." I wish that's what happens, but it's not. It's up to you. So if you want to stop feeling like you have to be the martyr or you're going to be the asshole, you are going to need to remind yourself every single day that there are 19 other notches, and then you're going to choose one notch better. This is what you're going to start doing every single day because it's not enough for your logical brain to know you've got 19 notches to choose from because your nervous system doesn't give a shit. It needs to be shown over time that you are safe. So you're going to teach your nervous system how to inch your way down from martyr without worrying about crashing down into asshole territory. Even if you do temporarily swing from +10 to -10, because sometimes that pendulum overcorrects before we find center, you are not an asshole. You've never been an asshole. If you were an asshole, you would already know it. You're going to reclaim the role of main character in your life, not everybody else's life. That is the asshole. Every single day, you're going to relentlessly commit to reclaiming the role of main character in your life and teach your nervous system that you can be that while still being an incredible friend, partner, parent, human who cares deeply and loves to help people. You're going to need constant reminders because nervous systems do not recalibrate just because you really want them to. Your nervous system starts to accept new options when every single day you remind it that those options are safe. This is why you need to be getting the daily calibration if you're not already. This is why we have our Calm AF community calls, because nervous systems change through repetition, through reminders, through showing up to the new behavior over and over again. So grab the free daily reminders and get on the list for the next cohort of Calm AF Life. The links for everything are in the show notes. All right, remember, You are the main character of your own life. You have 19 other notches. Choose any of them.